Left to right. Watch that one. Wildin'. Yeah. Yeah. Niggas gather round, we're about to feast. Boy, get your hands on the table, you can have a seat. Blood, won't you talk to your homie? Think he in on it? Hold up, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I put 10 on it, yeah. Playboy got the shank, he gon' poke him up. Ayy, don't be talking about how my back, say that to both of us. Look, middle man chillin', say somebody gon' kill him. What? We been with you since day one, from here to the ceiling. Wait, bad. Both of y'all get out y'all feelings. Ayy, what you tryna say? Big man, why you trippin'? We can't cross you, you know that's the law, that's religion. Ain't no flaw in our mission. Why you think somebody's snitching? Yeah, police probably canvassed it, but that don't mean they plan to hit. Cause so like who man is this? We running with a pacifist. I see y'all in that corner like y'all plotting on and planning shit. Thought y'all was a fan of this, I put y'all in my manuscripts. Evangelist.
What I gave you, no bread to go around. I told you I can save you, my head will bear the crown. But you tried to slay me and play me like a clown. I was gonna pick you up, you wanna lay me down. Last supper at that last.
Hello, my children.
Respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
We'll drive our ships to new lands to fight the horde and sing and cry. Valhalla, I am coming.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Supernatural Truth. I'm your host, D. Doss. It's been a while. I'll tell you what, folks, there's been some spiritual mumbo-jumbo in the air. I was just wondering if I'm the only one that felt it. I really think that we've talked about this, my brother and I, for many months. There's this tilt going on in the spirit world, and it's becoming more prevalent as the days go by. It's a very, very heavy presence in the ether. So, in saying that, we want to go back. What's up, Jonaside? We want to go back to our roots and our ministry. My brother's been putting together an arsenal of demon combating instruments and weapons. So, if any of you guys are dealing with any kind of supernatural, demonic, ghostly anything, reach out to us at oklahomadoss@gmail.com. We are here in your corner. We got your back, and you're not facing this alone. A lot of times we make the mistake of thinking that we are alone in these battles. Nobody likes to be called crazy. Nobody likes to be called foolish or superstitious. It's not about that. John Q. Public doesn't really understand what's going on, unfortunately. And it's sad to say, but the average church attendee hardly believes in demons at all. And we're supposed to be the front lines combating them. Well, as I said, folks, you're not alone. We'll pray with you. If need be, we still got some guys on our teams in different states. We'll come to you. But first of all, don't be burning sage in your house. Let's go over a few particulars. That's the last thing you want to do. I know there's a lot of people with Native American roots I grew up in the Native American state of Oklahoma, and I can tell you from my own personal experience and dealing with people who have done this, especially if you have an Indian or Native American background, it'll exacerbate things. It's the same things that were going on back in the ancient days. They would burn these incense and sage and other things in these temples just to satiate these little G gods or these spirits. You're making the problems a whole lot worse than what they need to be. We got, of course, Jonocide is a great listener. Sister Cassidy, Joe Baggy, our brother, G Reaper. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but do you think Dogman is real, he asks. Absolutely, I do. I know for a fact that the upright walking canine creature or cryptid that people refer to as Dogman is real. I believe that's a catch-all term for all sorts of things. Cynocephali, werewolves, the dog-headed men, whatever you want to call them. But yes, I think there's things out there that are mistaken for Dogman as well. Look it up. There's something called errant kangaroos. Believe it or not, there are wild kangaroos in parts of the United States. And when you see something that's 6 foot tall to 6.5 feet tall, built like a man, wide shoulders, see it in the middle of the night, jumping 12 feet at a time with glowing eyes when you hit it with the flashlight. Yeah, I mean, with long snout, I could see that being mistaken, these errant kangaroos mistaken for these Dogman creatures. But yes, I do believe in that Dogman's real. Do you believe that Dogman is real? Ashishishwali 6420. Juno Tafaya. What's up, brother? God bless you. Brother Joe Baggy's in there holding it down. But yeah, I've gone through a lot of the emails, and I'm going to bring back the narration series because a lot of you folks have shared very, like our friend here said with the Dogman, a lot of you guys have trusted me enough to share a lot of your experiences with me, and I don't want to take that lightly. I don't take it lightly at all. And you've given me permission to share some of these things. So I want to bring back that narration series. So like our friend here, who's just asking a question, not knowing my background as a cryptozoologist or a field investigator for such things, we really need to draw awareness to it. We haven't in a while, and that's nobody's fault but mine. But once you start getting deep into that cryptid world, man, it gets weird. There's a lot of people who are involved in it who, well, not to be disparaging against anyone, but it can be very, very cult-like. Yes, I absolutely believe in Dogman from experience. There's a lot of people who've had experiences with it, Ash, unfortunately. Now, there's this Dogman creature that people talk about that puts just this innate fear into you, and that's the experience I had with one of them. I don't believe it was a Dogman. I believe it was some sort of a manifested demon. It brought dread and this nightmarish feeling into the air with it. It was uncanny. This wasn't a natural creature at all. Even with Bigfoot, I've been around them. I've investigated them for longer than any of this stuff outside of the deliverance ministry, I guess. But Bigfoot is intimidating as a creature as that is, where you feel it in your body. You don't necessarily fear it with your mind or your heart. I call it the rabbit and the wolf effect. The rabbit doesn't have to see the wolf in the forest. It doesn't have to hear it. It just knows. And obviously, a rabbit's no match for a wolf. That's the feeling you get when you're in the woods with these creatures called Bigfoot. Dogman's something different. Or what people refer to as Dogman. I can't put a big enough emphasis on that because I believe it's a catch-all term. You have werewolves, which, if you want to believe some folks, like William Schnoblin. William Schnoblin is a Messianic Jew who was a part of the Illuminati, according to him. He said that and I believe him, that you have to go through these demonic rituals and do unspeakable evil to turn into a werewolf. And the more you do it, the less likely it is that you'll turn back into a man. A long time ago, and I'll try to find the research on it, there was an actual trauma surgeon, I believe he was, who was a professor at a Southern university, who was talking about the actual real nature of what would take place if someone were to transform. If somebody, their physical being, were to transform into something bigger or scary like a werewolf. And he said that he thought it was possible. He believed that it was possible to transform into one of these beings, but to not transform back. And once you start thinking about it, like, bones extend, hair grows, you grow these claws, these teeth. How does it go back then? But then you have to put in the fact that this stuff is bad medicine, as we call it back in Oklahoma. These things are demonic by nature. And anything that's looking to transform itself is by nature wicked. The Bible talks about even the devil has the ability to transform into an angel of light. So we got to keep that in mind when we start thinking about this, especially with Dogman. And once you start looking at the communities around the Dogman and whatnot, it becomes very, very cultish and borderline satanic. Completely listen to a new narrative on. Well, I appreciate that. If you haven't, you'd be doing me a great favor if you hit like on this show, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of great discussions. My brother wishes you well. He's taking a night off. But I'll tell you what, folks, I'm really going to start digging deep for these. Some of this stuff that these people have sent me, it's spooky. You know, it'll be a good listen. A lot of people like to listen to it for the entertainment value, and that's all well and fine. But these are real experiences that people are having. We have to take that into account too. How can you go to work or go to a family function and look at people the same when you've seen a monster that's not supposed to exist? Something from Grimm's fairy tales. That's pretty heavy duty stuff. Yeah, and I'm like you, Juno. It's pure satanic. And let's say let's take the satanic aspect out of it. All right. Let's call it a community of people. A community of people with a shared experience. There's people that have been through tragedies like cave-ins or plane crashes that survived. They have this shared trauma that only they can understand. So I do understand where a community of people that see cryptids comes from. But unlike being inside of a cave-in or being trapped under an avalanche or being a survivor of a plane crash, you've experienced true physically manifested evil. It's completely different. You're seeing monsters from Grimm's fairy tales, the stuff we were warned about as kids to keep us out of the woods. Well, that was passed down through oral tradition. There was a reason they said that the boogeyman will get you, and that in the South, Bigfoot is called boogers. There's a song called The Booger Man from way back in 19-aught something. This stuff it's not just traditional oral stories that are given from father to son and grandfather to son. It's real, plain and simple. And I really believe, since we're moving into not moving in, we're smack dab in the middle of this crazy age where AI is so lifelike. I think that that may be, and I'm not saying it's specifically for the reason to cover up these experiences that people are having, but I can show you crazy videos that were just AI generated that are pretty legit looking cryptid videos. So I'd say, like, either somebody who had an experience program that thing, or it's just, I don't know. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But what does that do for the people that do get footage or do experience this stuff and they just happen to snap a picture or get a video? People are going to deny it right away because we don't want these things to exist. You think somebody who lives in a rural community in Maine or Michigan or Oklahoma or Texas really wants to believe when they're on their 15-acre farm that's been handed down for 3 generations that right outside where the light hits, there's an 8-foot-tall monster that will kill and eat you? Who would want to believe that? People like to listen to these scary stories and pull the covers over their head and, be spooked out before they go to bed. That's one thing, which I don't suggest that to anybody, folks. Be careful listening to a lot of this stuff. Because believe it or not, there are witches, sorcerers, warlocks, divinators who have great imaginations, who are highly intellectual, who'll put this stuff together. And when you're falling asleep to it, you're opening your mind gate. There's different gates. Some people call them chakras, I guess. In the biblical sense of things, we call them gates. But there's a reason why it moves across all cultures. The Native American culture, the Far East. We have to protect these gates. The gates of our eyes. We take in certain things. The gates of our ears, listening to certain things. And when we're constantly listening to stuff about skinwalkers, because that's essentially, I guess, what a dogman is, or that's one of the possibilities, as well as a werewolf, the German werewolf, the Werwolf, or whatever, however they pronounce it. They would go into a cemetery with a wolf skin that they had to kill. They had to kill it by their hand, this person who wants to transform, right? They get the wolf skin. They lure one of their neighbors into the cemetery under the auspices of whatever. They murder this person because there has to be a personal relationship there. That's where the spiritual element comes in. Well, go to the Native American lore of the skinwalker. Same thing. Now, this is the German werewolf, right? That I was describing. They would fashion a belt or a pelt, a hoodie or whatever they would do out of this wolf, kill this person, sit in this cemetery, meditate and pray, and on the next full moon, they could transform into that wolf. Take it to the Native American skinwalker. A shaman or a bad medicine man kills an animal, usually a wolf or a coyote, goes deep back in a cave, wears the pelt with the blood still on it. He or she has to kill someone that they sincerely love, which is madness to me. How those two don't go together. Kill someone you sincerely love. That's part of this ritual. Wear this pelt. Whatever goes on in this cave, whatever the demons are doing to help them transform, after that, on the next full moon, they can wear this pelt and transform at will into this being. And it goes all the way back to ancient Greece. One of the punishments for this king who tricked, I believe it was Zeus, into eating human flesh was he turned him into a wolf and set him on an island. St. Christopher. St. Christopher was a dog-headed person who Jesus personally healed. According to history and legend, I mean, once you look at the artwork, and even in the Catholic Church, there's some Catholic churches over in the East that have St. Christopher as the dog-headed person. They call the Cynocephali. The Bible, when it mentions dogs in certain places, when Goliath was confronted by King David, or the young David, not yet King David, and he says, you send a shepherd with sticks and stones like he's fighting dogs. A lot of people believe that he was talking about the Cynocephali. So, and at any rate, I say all that to say this. All this stuff is real. As if you're on the channel, you already know that. But we're going to start diving more into it because I've done you folks a disservice. There's a lot of people out there that feel like they're alone. And my brother has witnessed and experienced these cryptid beings. I have in many different forms, from what I believe are natural beasts to bad medicine, whether you want to call them werewolves or dogmen or whatever. And it's ramping up. I can feel it. And I know a lot of you folks who are tapped in, as I like to call it, can feel it too. There's some sort of a spiritual shift. It's like a gear is being ground down to nothing. And eventually it's going to pop. So I want to know more on here. He barely gets to make shows. He's been a member for 22 months and the only executive producer on our paid level. But anyways, I just want to jump on here with you guys. I hadn't talked to you in a while. We have a couple of shows coming up. We're going to start ramping it back up again. And yeah, God bless each and every last one of y'all. And we'll see you on the next episode of The Supernatural Truth. Y'all take care. Yeah, and again, if you have something you want to share, my email is oklahomados@gmail.com. God bless y'all.
Come on. Let me lift you out of that embarrassing farce you call life and give you something glorious. Just say the word.
Heavenly Father.
Are you praying?
I need your help.
Well, that's a first.
I'm in trouble and I can't do this alone.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love this. Are you still praying?
Know that I wouldn't worry about it. I also love the children.
Do you honestly think that he will help you after what you just did? You are tainted goods. You're not even worth his effort anymore. Even if he did help you, do you think I will ever leave you alone? Ever? There is nothing that I won't do to you. No temptation, no low that he won't sink to. I know you, Kevin, and you are nothing. Nothing! I am greater than him. I am certainly greater than you!
Am I now persuading men? Or am I seeking God? Tell me, brother, where's your standing? Are your motives flawed? If I please the crowd, I'd walk a different road. But I'm a servant of Christ, and that's a heavy load. I don't sing to please no man, ain't chasing no applause. I belong to the risen Lamb. I'm bound by a higher cause. Folks may not like what I preach,